Hello, everybody. What's going on? This is your boy Black Magus, aka Mike, and welcome to the Wise Guy Digest. This is a podcast that is hosted by me. It's a solo podcast. Basically, what we do on this is we run down a couple of topics based on the three things that this channel is based on: gaming, sports, and entertainment. Of course, we do expand beyond those boundaries, and we will have editorials at the end where I will pick a topic and I will just give my brief editorial on it. But pretty much, we're going to keep to the format of um, just sticking to a few topics. We don't want this to be a very long podcast. We just want it to be topical, but pretty quick, just something, bite sized for you guys to take in. Just giving my opinions. By the way, they are just my opinions. Please don't get out of sorts by that. Feel free to disagree. I have no problem with people disagreeing. In fact, I appreciate it more when people disagree, as long as it's done respectfully. Don't be an asshole. Don't be a jerk. Don't be like most of the internet, please. Um, you know, Everything I say is something that's not meant to offend you. I'm not trying to offend you. I have no desire to offend anybody. So please, if you don't think I'm right, you don't think I'm right, but don't take it personally. Hate when people take stuff on the internet personally and then want to come at you because you think the opposite way they are. It's so childish. It's so sad. But moving on from that, you'll find out that if you've ever seen any of my other content, you already know, but you'll find out that I go off on tangents too. So forgive me. That's why I keep myself pretty much bottled to the three topics in the editorial, so I won't go off too much. So let's go with the first topic: gaming. Um, what's going on in gaming? Well, this is E3 week. E3 is the Electronic Entertainment Expo. It is a convention slash conference where many people from the gaming industry, hardware, software, all come together and share their new products, ideas, what have you. It's mostly known for its press conference, however. The bigger names in the gaming industry all hold press conferences. In particular, Microsoft and Sony. Nintendo has done it in the past, but lately they've shied away from it, which, much to my chagrin and a lot of other gamers out there, they don't seem to want to share their information and push their products um, to their fan base or to people outside of the fan base who might want to possibly buy their products. But kind of hard to do that when you're pretty much tight-lipped and very insular in the way that you do business. I don't know, Nintendo. Nintendo. They break my heart all the time because I grew up as a Nintendo fan. But you also have software developers like Ubisoft, Electronic Arts, Bethesda, and also there's a PC gaming show going on this year. PC gaming is sponsored by AMD and PC Gamer magazine. Basically, they're going to bring together a lot of developers, talk about hardware, in particular AMD hardware, which I find funny as hell because AMD is the host, so of course they get the showcase in the hardware arena. Good on them though, because they're still behind Intel and Nvidia, respectively, in the hardware chase for graphics cards and processors. They made a big move before E3 when they announced the graphics card that's said to be as powerful as the Nvidia 980, which is a good thing because it's only priced at $200 in comparison to the $500-600 price tag of Nvidia's card. By being that powerful, it's going to allow a cheap entry into the virtual reality arena. So if you're interested in virtual reality, but you don't have the video card, you have everything else, of course. You have to basically have the proper processor, the i5 processor, the amount of memory, things like that. But the video card is something that's been holding a lot of people back. And if this AMD card is as good as they say it is, then a lot of people can go out and buy that for $200, get their VR headsets, which God bless you if you got the $600 or 800 if you want to get the HTC Valve headset. You got that type of money. Hey, for $800,000, you can now be VR compliant. God, VR is such. Oh my God, right now it's just not worth it to me. Not enough product out there, and the cost, just the cost. That's why it's going to be interesting at E3 because Sony is definitely going to be pushing their VR headset. I think that's going to be their big presentation point. Of course, they also have the spectrum of the secondary console, the upgraded PS4, codenamed Neo, that's out there. They said they're not going to show it, but I think we're going to see something about it because, as I've said before in the Wise Guy cast videos, I do think that breakout box that comes with the VR headset is the actual Neo um, hardware that's going to be in the next console that they're going to come out with. I think that they're going to end up selling that breakout box as a separate add-on so that they can keep people who are already bought a PlayStation in the mix so they won't alienate them. Probably sell it for an extra $150, $200. That would probably entice a lot of people to get it who want to have the 4K compatible power to their hardware. Of course, probably better off buying the console because then everything's in one box. But at the same time, if you're one of those people who went out and bought the PlayStation at $400 at launch, you're probably not trying to spend another $400, $500, whatever the cost is of this Editorial console, So that I think that's the way they're going to play that. Other than that, of course, they're going to have their games. Microsoft, there's the rumors of their Editorial console, the 1.5 or the Scorpio as its code name. I think they're going to actually talk about theirs. A lot of people are speculating that they're trying to boost this up to be 4 or 5 times as powerful as the Xbox One, which is crazy because then I'm sitting here thinking, what's the cost? What makes me even worry more about the cost is you're getting a lot of people spreading the rumors that Oculus may come to Xbox with this console. And if that's true, the cost has got to be ridiculous for this console because as it stands now, you need about a $800-900 PC to be able to get in on the virtual reality game with Oculus Rift. How much are you willing to pay for a console, especially just to have the ability to play VR games on a console or dedicated gaming system? Mind you, these systems aren't as dedicated to gaming as they were in the past, but still, it's considered dedicated hardware. Might be paying a pretty penny. Then again, we just got the AMD announcement, and the hardware in the Xbox One is AMD based. That could cut a lot of the costs right there. Still, I would think that if it is going to be VR ready, you're probably looking at another $500 to $600 for that console. Which, yeah, it'll be more powerful. Yeah, people have made a big deal about things being more powerful, but I think the price is going to be like, well, yeah, we want better, but we don't want to pay that much for better. I feel like Microsoft's been put in such a no-win situation that I personally think they should ignore because they've been so always behind PlayStation this generation. People have made a big deal about that. Me personally, I don't think that's a big deal. Xbox One is sold very, very well. Um, Even if it is like 2 to 1 in sales, they're still outselling the previous Xbox, which was their best selling console ever. You're fine. You're making your money. People will still enjoy your system, enjoy your games. You're not dying. So this go all out move to get on top to me worries me because what if it doesn't work? what if it doesn't do what you want it to do? You've spent extra money just to try to jump ahead, and you're still behind. Yeah, I don't know. Outside of those two, which are pretty much the big two focuses of E3, because generally every year everybody's focused on Microsoft and Sony and the quote unquote console war bullshit. Um, you have the software developers, Electronic Arts. They're doing their own thing with the EA Play. They're going to have a thing during the week where offsite of E3 players can come for free and play their games, check them out. They're also doing a conference. Unusually, they've left E3 basically. They don't even have a booth. Everything's going to be off-site, including their conference, and it's going to be done a day earlier than normal. In fact, as the time of this recording should be coming up in about 45 minutes. So when this pops up on YouTube, you'll probably end up seeing the show going live. But yeah, they're doing their own thing. Bethesda's doing another show. I have no idea what they're really going to show. Possibly another Elder Scrolls game. I know Dishonored 2, but beyond that, I can't think of anything. They have a lot of properties, but I can't think of anything that they're ready to jump out with or that is worth doing another show, in my opinion. But hey, it worked well for them last year. Hey, why not do it again? I just wish it wasn't so late. It's at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Good Lord. Fuck. Thankfully, I'm off the next day this time, so I don't have to worry about getting up early after watching this. Who else? Ubisoft. I'm curious to see what they're gonna do. A lot of people are expecting them to show stuff that looks phenomenal and then drop it and it not be as good as it is. I'm kind of worried about one game. Thank you to my boy Eurostrix on the preview who said something that made me get very, very worried about For Honor. I got to talk to him and find out what the fuck he's talking about. I'm going to be pissed if that game ends up being done wrong because it's a very interesting concept. And that's the thing about Ubisoft. They put so many really interesting concepts to their games. And it's like, God damn it. Why do y'all always like execute them wrong? Jeez. Just like Ghost Recon Wildlands. Good concept, people. Looks good. Please don't make it a bad game. And then of course you got Watch Dogs 2, and a ton of other IPs that they can come out with. We'll see what they're going to do. But yeah, I'm as always excited about E3 because I like to see the pageantry, the showmanship. I'm not one of those people who get like too involved, especially on an emotional level with this stuff. But I do find it very entertaining, and I find the reactions very entertaining. So it's always a good time for me because I get to just like watch the reactions and just have a ball like that. I will be doing live streaming on my Twitch channel for my Black Magus account. We will probably do some stuff later in the week here on WiseGuy Entertainment, some videos, random videos about it. But most of the stuff is going to be focused on my other channel because I have the setup for that. And it's probably the easiest access. Still working on getting a lot of stuff done for this channel, and I'll cover that after the editorial. But do stay tuned. I will be tweeting on the WiseGuy account and on my personal account about the E3 plans. So keep a lookout for that. But yeah, E3. Can't wait to see what we're going to get from that. It should be entertaining. Now, let's move on to, of course, sports. Biggest thing right now going on in sports, of course, is the NBA Finals. NBA Finals. Thought it was going to be a better finals than it is, but I guess I was extremely delusional thinking that now that LeBron had a relatively healthy team that he could possibly compete better and make it more interesting. God bless that man. Very talented guy. He just picks the wrong horse to run with. He always gets on these teams. The Miami thing that went the best because you had someone like Dwayne Wade who he should have gotten with Wade at a younger stage, but even at his later stage, Wade was able to do enough to help him. Chris Bosh was also just good enough to give him some help. And I think the Miami teams were better constructed than this Cavaliers team. That's the problem with him. He always gets on these like poorly constructed teams. He's put in positions where everybody's looking at him like, "What you going to do, LeBron?" And he does his thing. I mean, if you want to like diss him on the wins and losses, please go ahead, because that's crazy that this man has been to 7 finals and he's looking to lose his 5th. Not many people get to the finals that many times and only win 2. Um, he's the only player, isn't he, to do that, which is crazy. It's like he can get you to the promised land, but he can never like get you over the hump. And again, I'm not saying this to blame him, because again, these teams that he on. Remember the first time he went to the finals? That Cavaliers team should have never went. That was a case of the Eastern Conference was just at such a low that he was able to muscle his way with that bullshit team to the finals. Should have never made the finals. Should have never been facing the Spurs. The Spurs did what they were supposed to do and chewed them up and spit them out. That team was not good enough to face that Spurs team. You know, the team in Miami that Miami had going up against the Dallas Mavs. Dallas Mavs were definitely a better team. I think Miami was more talented as far as their star power, but they didn't take them serious, and that's what they got. You know, they clowned them, and that's what the fuck LeBron got. Don't fucking disrespect your opponent, especially a good team. You know, Nowitzki may not be on your level, but he's still a great player. And that team was a very good team, solid team. They played better team ball than you, and they whooped your ass. And so and then he got his 2, and then of course the Spurs took him out again because they're a better team, better coached, definitely. I mean, Spoelstra couldn't do anything to Pops. He got lucky the first time around. So yeah, now we're in a situation where he's facing better teams, much better team. I mean, the talent on the Warriors is ridiculous. A lot of those guys could probably go other places and be standouts. But they're collectively just such a great team. They're deep as hell. Their bench is fucking ridiculous. Their starting 5 is a well-rounded, balanced starting 5. They all play their roles very well. And I've said this plenty of times, it's probably pissed enough people off, but let's be real. Last 2 years, they have like played extremely well in the NBA Finals without their best player playing well. Steph Curry has disappeared in the finals the last 2 years. I mean, he's put up some numbers, but not really good numbers. Like, you're getting more turnovers than assists. You're averaging 16 points for someone who's, considered the best scorer right now in the game. Like, during the regular season, this guy is just dropping amazing shots from half court and like dribbling through defenses like crazy. During the last 2 finals, this guy, he's wilted. Let's be honest. He's not played up to his potential. He did in game 4. He finally had a breakout game in the second half and showed what he can do. But for the most part, he's been vacant. Yet their team has been dominant this finals, and they played very, very well last finals, mostly because of the whole of the team, the supporting cast. Andre Iguodala has been amazing. Sean Livingston is just tearing people up. Um, you know, they're really good. Harrison Barnes hitting key shots. They're just a really good team, and they're very well coached by Steve Kerr. Whereas LeBron has had these token coaches, which he's always had his career. That guy needs to get a real coach. I swear, if he would have had a like Phil Jackson-esque coach, he would probably be at least 5-2 in the finals. I would say, because I still think the Spurs would have clipped him twice out of the 3 times he met him. Because Brett Popovich is that damn good. But yeah, he's once again in the position where he's going to lose. By the way, Draymond Green got suspended today. He had his 4th flagrant foul assessed for the playoffs. That's an automatic suspension. Of course, people are going to scream conspiracy. I need y'all to calm down and like chill out. The guy has done some things in the playoffs that have been questionable. And again, in the last game, he did something that was questionable. League thought that it was questionable enough to assess that. I personally think that most of it is because he's done, like, he's already kicked someone in the nuts. He's thrown somebody to the ground, violently, and he swiped at LeBron's nuts. Now, you want to go, well, they wouldn't have did it if it wasn't LeBron. Okay, that's the easy way out. That's always the easiest assessment, especially if you're someone who hates LeBron. It's always the easy way to go. But I don't think it has anything to do with LeBron at all. I really think that he has put forth enough behavior, and he has came out and admittedly said himself, he doesn't think he's ever been that angry on the court in his life. He can't remember any time that he's been that angry, and that if he has, it had to have been a while ago. He said that. Draymond Green said that. So clearly he was in a state of mind where, yeah, he was trying to do something because he was mad. He wasn't in his right mind. Hey, okay, we understand that. Fortunately, you got to get hit for that. All right, cool. So Draymond Green's out. Conspiracy theory, of course, is, hey, since he's out, this is the league manipulating it so they can get a game 6. Going back to what I was saying before, Golden State Warriors are a great team. Mind you, Draymond has put up some really good numbers: 15 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, versus Cleveland this finals. So he's playing solid as he always is. I think that the Warriors will be fine because, again, the Cleveland team has not played up to their level. I'm sorry, but you could take him out of the mix. Think about this again. Steph Curry has not played at his normal level. Not saying he hasn't even, I'm not even going to where, people always like to say, when you're a star, you elevate your game once you get to the finals. Steph hasn't even played at his normal level. Yet what's been happening? They've been crushing them. They've been dominating them. They've, carried the series. Even like the one game that Cleveland won, Cleveland, like, they ran away at the end, but there were still signs and times where Golden State was showing the flash, like, yo, we probably could run you down anytime we want to, motherfucker. But I feel like they just was like, whatever, let's just call this one. Okay. That team is very, very good. Iguodala's been pretty much running the show for that team on both sides of the floor. Harrison Barnes, again, getting great rebounds, hitting key 3-point shots. As a team, they were shooting like better from the 3-point line than the 2-point line. They score in volumes. Again, Sean Livingston is just fucking destroying anybody in his way. That guy's coming off the bench and having a tremendous fucking series. Kind of the way that Iguodala came off the bench last year and had a tremendous series. Yeah, I think we're going to have another year where the MVP, best player on the team, is not the MVP of the finals because that team is that damn good. So without Draymond Green, game 5, could you tell me what guarantee that LeBron has when, yeah, Kyrie has been putting up pretty solid numbers. He's not been that consistent. Kevin Love has kind of pretty much, I was about to say kind of, but no, he's pretty much folded and disappeared. He's been struggling. He's not no consistency at all during this series, and this is before and after the concussion. You know, J.R. Smith, who they were looking for to be one of the clutch people to hit outside shots, where he at? He has not had a great series, not had a good series, not had a decent series. They were talking all this stuff about how Channing Frye was going to be that outside shot from the bench. Nope. Next. Where are you going to go after that? Tristan Thompson's probably been one of the more consistent players, I guess, for them, but he's not that good of. He's not like that good of a scorer. He's not somebody you depend on for that. You know, he gets some big rebounds here and there. Foul him, he's not going to get you any points, but he'll get some putbacks here and there. You know, Dellavedova, he overplayed last year. He's not really doing that much this year. Amon Shumpert, who else? Like where are they gonna go to? What are they gonna do? Out of the big three, LeBron is pretty much the one who's pouring his heart out. Kyrie is kind of too, but his shot has been so inconsistent. I still feel like not having him have the ball takes him out of the game. I don't think LeBron should be the one to carry up the ball. He should be the one to carry up the ball and set the offense and get things in motion. I think that will help LeBron. That will help Love better. But hey, what you gonna do? That's the way they want to run their shit. Fuck it. But yeah, there's nothing in my mind to think that the Draymond Green suspension has a big impact. Looking at Cleveland, I'm not even looking at like what problem this might cause Golden State, because I don't think it really causes them a problem at all. I'm talking about Cleveland. Are they good enough? Are they playing well enough to take advantage of that? Me personally, I think not. Therefore, okay, we can say conspiracy theory and cry about that all we want. But at the end of the day, is it really going to change anything? Even if they somehow, by some like kind of miracle, take Game 5 in Golden State, they still got 2 more games to try to win. And if they beat Golden State at this point, it's more of Golden State losing it than them winning it, because they've not really shown much to make you think that, yeah, Cleveland always, like, they were just this close to getting it from them. They've done nothing to make you think that they needed something to get over the hump, because they've been so far down the hill, they haven't seen the hump. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, chill out on that shit, please, people. But I understand it's always the best way to answer when things don't go the way that you think they should, especially in the case of LeBron James, because so many people fucking hate him. Like, the hate for him is so palpable that they'll find any reason to express more anger and hostility his way. And this is perfect because, had it been anybody else, had it been J.R. Smith, had it been Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, and this incident went down, we would have been like, damn, that's fucked up. We might have sided with them. Maybe, probably not, because they're on the same team as LeBron. So they're going to get it too, just by guilt by association. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's just like, hey, any other team, any place that LeBron wasn't around, people would be like, yeah, he needs to calm that shit down and like chill out, because he's going to cost the team. But it's immediately, oh, well, clearly the league is trying to manipulate things for LeBron. Okay, whatever. Sure. That's the way it goes, though. I understand. Still don't think it's going to make a big difference at all. I think that tomorrow night you're going to see the Warriors get their second ring. unless they have a total collapse. They have to collapse, like collapse, for this not to happen in my mind. But it is what it is. We'll see next week. We'll pick up this discussion. Now, on to entertainment. What I wanted to talk to you guys about entertainment wise are summer movies. But first, I'm gonna acknowledge some things that I haven't had time to talk about because my internet's been down. So we haven't been able to do much at WiseGuy Gaming, Sports and Entertainment, and cover these topics on our other podcasts. So I just wanted to touch on the celebrity deaths, in particular Muhammad Ali, great champion, great civil rights activist. This man, he was beyond a civil rights activist. This guy fought for just his fight for equality and fairness for his people, for Black people, is phenomenal. He didn't back down at all. He was very, very convicted to what he believed in. And, people would like to say this guy was so polarizing, things like that. Being an African American myself, of course, I just look at him as inspirational because you don't see many people that are that committed to what they believe in and have that strong of a will. I mean, he gave up his career for what he believed in. They were going to draft him into the military. And he was like, no, the fuck I want to fight in your military. You won't even let me eat in the same restaurant as you, but you want me to go over there and shoot some other people and die for you. The fuck out of here. And then they threatened his, put him in jail. I was like, okay. What? You gonna take my belt? Fuck you. I don't care. I'm not doing that because that's wrong. It's wrong anyway to fight a war that makes no sense. But for me, as a person who's not treated equally, to be asked to do the same things that people who are treated better than me, are doing, it's even wrong because you're telling me to sacrifice possibly my life, and you're not even going to let me get on a bus without sitting in the back. What the fuck is that? And that's one of the things that you have to really love about Muhammad Ali because he told it like it was. He, didn't back down, and he's a phenomenal figure in history that a lot of people, if you don't know much about him, you need to study. Go look stuff up about him. A lot of what's being said about him, of course, is being kind of, I agree with a lot of people that it is being kind of, manicured to make it sound like this guy was universally loved by everyone. I think he ended up being universally respected by everyone. But let's be honest, not a lot of people love that man, especially back in his time. Because again, to be a Black man to say the things that he said in that time, yeah, nobody liked you. Nobody but your own people love you. You know what I mean? And some of your old people were kind of afraid to acknowledge you because you were drawing attention to things that they might have thought caused problems, even though what he was doing was fighting and pointing out things that need to be addressed for the benefit of the Black community. So he's a very, very interesting person that you should study wholeheartedly. Seriously, Muhammad Ali, greatest of all time. God rest your soul. We lost a couple of other celebrities, of course. Kimball Slice passed. There was somebody else, but recently over the weekend in Florida, this girl, and I forget her name, I'm sorry, she got murdered at her concert, which really fucked me up. But then there was something else that happened in Florida that just really pushed me even beyond that. But we're going to save that for a little later. Let's go to the entertaining topic that I was going to discuss, which is summer movies. Not as good as it used to be in my mind. This year's, you know how year in year out, generally the whole summer blockbuster rush where There's this really huge movies that we're all supposedly waiting for and can't wait to go and spend our money on tickets to see and all that. But this year, I don't think it's going to be as grand. Now, of course, summer generally starts with Memorial Day weekend. The movie for that weekend was X-Men Apocalypse. That was probably one of the bigger anticipated movies. Heard it wasn't that great. Not surprised. Bryan Singer's just gone off the rails. But then you think about the other movies that have come. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Out of the Shadows, following a movie that was received with mixed bags. It's so uh, it was one of those things that some people liked it, most people didn't like the first Turtles. So this sequel, I'm sure, is not something that we all was sitting waiting for. Were we sitting waiting for Now You See Me Too? Probably not. Same thing with the Warcraft movie. Finding Dory is probably going to be the biggest movie of the summer. You have Independence Day, a remake of Tarzan, Ghostbusters reboot with the females, Suicide Squad. Those are probably the biggest of the bunch. I don't find them that compelling. I guess the trailer, like Suicide Squad, probably interests me the most out of everything. Finding Dory kind of is like a default thing. It's like, of course, I want to see Finding Dory. I love Finding Nemo. I was a grown ass man when I saw Finding Nemo, and I love that movie, and I will continually love that movie. Hopefully, Finding Dory will live up to it, but it's been so long since Finding Nemo that I don't know. It wasn't something I was waiting for, but yeah, I'd be interested. Independence Day Resurgence, even worse. Yeah, why this sequel so long ago? Independence Day came out, and now all of a sudden, hey, we're gonna follow it up, and it's been so long that they had to have people grow up and grow old because it's been too long. So you're gonna see the kid, Will Smith's stepson, in the movie. He's not gonna be in there because they came up with some convoluted way of him being dead. They actually told how he died. By the way, people, they didn't even save that for the movie. It was something like he had an accident with the airplane and died in a crash. Like, think about this. This man survived the alien invasion, having to learn how to fly an alien spaceship into one of their motherships, blow it up, and come crashing back down to Earth and surviving that crash. What the fuck is he doing flying for the military anymore? He should have been like retired as a hero. Furthermore, he survived all that, and it's like this is what take him out. Oh my god. So yeah. But yeah, summer movies is just nah. I'm not really feeling them. And then, like some of them that are already named, like Xbox Apocalypse. Xbox Apocalypse. Why is that on my mind? X-Men Apocalypse. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Out of the Shadows, and Warcraft. Those haven't been well received at all. So the summer blockbuster run is already starting out pretty shaky. Hopefully Finding Dory can put it back on its feet. It would be nice if Independence Day was a good movie. BFG, not sure. I think that's the Big Friendly Giant. That might be cool. Legend of Tarzan, I'm not even expecting much from that. Neither am I expecting much from Ghostbusters. And no, before you go that route, internet, it has nothing to do with the fact that they're women. The trailers look bad. So hopefully the movie is better than what the trailers have shown, because trailers to me make it look bad. And then Suicide Squad, that actually looks fun. I would definitely want to see that. I think that's going to be DC's, that's going to be the makeup movie for the year for DC, because Batman versus Superman, yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. And then I got the hiccups while laughing. That's what I deserve for laughing at them. But yeah, no. Hopefully Suicide Squad will be the shit. But Yeah, yeah, we don't really have much for the summer movie wise. Hopefully there's some sleepers laying out and about that we can cling on to, because yeah, the more well known, highly quote unquote anticipated and marketed movies don't seem that appealing to me. But hey, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there, so please feel free in the comment section if you want. Let me know, what are you looking forward to, summer blockbuster wise. All right, now on to the editorial. So I mentioned that there was something else that happened in Florida that really got to me. So 50 killed in Florida nightclub. Um, Basically, what happened in an Orlando gay nightclub, some guy came in, shot up the club, killed 50 people. Over 50 people are wounded. Uh, I haven't seen any update as far as any more deaths. I'm on CNN's website right now looking at their feed, and yeah, I don't see anything. And at first, when we heard about this, we're like, what the hell? You know, of course, we figured it was kind of a hate crime. Someone who probably hated gays just run into a club and do something. But then they started to say that it was an act of terrorism. Um, weren't really clear at first, but now apparently the police have stated that the guy, the gunman, Omar Mateen, called the police via 911 and pledged allegiance to ISIS and mentioned the Boston bombers and stuff like that. Um, which uh confuses me. There haven't been any claims of responsibility by any forums, but there have been sympathizers who've reacted and praised this guy. Uh, nobody, I guess, officially associated with ISIS has made comment. Just people who, you know, maybe outside affiliate or just believe in their cause. Uh, that that almost saddens me as much as the act itself. Um, the reason being is because we're in a state in this country that, God help us, things like this are gonna get taken, and we're gonna be shoved down a road I don't want to go back down again. We already have so much hate, so much hostility towards other races, other religions, yeah, that this is only going to fuel the ignorance. It, Trump is on Twitter saying, thanks for congratulating me on being right about this, but this isn't why I did this. This is just another reason why we need to clamp down on these people and be more strict towards them. Check his Twitter feed. He said, not exactly that, but pretty much that's what the breakdown was. People are on his Twitter feed congratulating him for being right about Muslims. He is not right about Muslims, people. And this is the problem. This is the thing. We so often take things and don't think them through and just run with them. Okay, so say this guy is an ISIS sympathizer. He is someone who is affiliated with the group, period. I don't care if he's ISIS. I don't care if he's, a Christian. I don't care if he's agnostic. I don't care if he's an atheist. Whatever. What he did was wrong. What he did was he killed people. People who were just at a club to have a good time. People who weren't expecting, when they left the house that evening, got dressed, got ready, hooked up with their friends, what have you, that they would never see the light of day again. Even and the people who are still alive, the people injured, they never expected to have this type of like horrible thing happen to them. And the people who weren't injured, to be a part of this and to witness such a like fucked up thing. Like, imagine seeing maybe your best friend fucking shot and cut down while you're at a club having fun dancing. And I don't care if you're straight. I don't care if you're gay. It sickens me more that this is probably something that was proliferated because these people were gay. Because we need to grow the fuck up in this country. We seriously need to grow the fuck up. People, gays, lesbians, bisexuals, transgender people, it's a thing. It's a part of life. I get it. You don't believe in it. It's not something that makes you necessarily happy or comfortable. It's against the Bible, what have you. There's something called, respect. You don't have to like any of these things, but respect their right to be able to live their lives the way they want. Let them do their thing. If you think that God is against it, okay, then cool. Let God handle it. You know what I mean? Who are you to play judge? And especially in this case with this guy, who the fuck are you to play executioner? Because they're living a lifestyle that you don't agree with. This is the problem. And see, this is where it also gets worse on the other side, because the reaction now that it's been linked to ISIS is that we're going to have the Trump-like dumbasses who are going to be going overboard and stuff like that, trying to say, see, this is why we need to get rid of Muslims. All Muslims do not act like this. All Muslims do not think like this. All Muslims don't be. How could you blame a religion for the action of one person? If that's the case, then Christians should have been fucked up a long time ago with all the shit that Christians have done. Yet this country considers itself a Christian nation, a part of a religion that proliferated like tons of atrocities over history. Don't act like it hasn't happened, people. So get the fuck out of here with that shit. It's mind-boggling. And now we gotta have to sit here and oh my god, I should have had my camera on because I'm literally rubbing my head because my head is pounding at this. Actually, I'm glad I don't have it on because you don't need to see the look on my face at the moment. But fuck me. We're about to now. Things about to just get so like. Can things get better, people? Like, this is going to be highly politicized. This is going to be a huge talking point. Fox News is about to have a fucking field day, and then we're going to have the people from Huffington counter their ignorance and bullshit, and then we're going to have this back and forth argument. The most important thing right now is that 50 people were fucking killed by a madman. As human beings, we should all be mourning this loss. We should not have to worry about the political ramifications or, whether or not this proves a point of an idiot who somehow ended up with the presidential nomination. Don't get me started on that one right there. Concerns is why are we why is it now the concern of human life is going to be kicked to the wayside? And this is what's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to become a fucking fiasco. And my heart is like torn to pieces because I'm just sitting here thinking, shut the fuck up with the dumb shit that y'all going to come with. It's 50 fucking people dead for no reason. Let's discuss, if we're going to discuss anything, let's discuss why this shit continually happens in our society. What's going on? Why do these people have such easy access to these guns? What can we do to keep things like this from happening? Because again, remember, a day before in Florida, a girl just performed on stage, comes to the backstage to sign autographs. Somebody runs up, shoots her, and kills himself. Why? Why is this happening? Why are these the actions that people take to settle their differences or to express their displeasure for things. What is going on here? Why this is where the conversation will be going. But I know where the conversation is going to go. It's going to go to the dumb shit. Trump's already put it out there. Media sites are already reporting and blowing up the ISIS thing. It's just going to be. It's going to be stupid, and I'm going to be angry, and I'm still going to be sad because, hey, I'm heterosexual. As far as I'm concerned, you do whoever you want to do what you want. Why am I mad at you or like anything? Because you want to live a lifestyle that's not mine. I have my own shit to worry about. And if anything, as long as you treat me with respect and like a human being, I do the same for you. We all good. Knowing people who are gays, lesbians, bisexual, I respect them as people. Does it matter if I did not believe that people can be gay, or if I didn't believe in homosexuality? Fuck no. At the end of the day, they have to live their own lives, and I have to live my own. And that's all there is to it. And it's just sad. It's like, it's just really sad that there's still people out there who feel like, they're so against this lifestyle that they have to take these actions. It's dumb. It's the dumbest shit in the world. And I'm just sick of this. I'm just really sick of people. We need to grow up. We need to grow wiser. How about let's start having real conversations about this and not just feeding into the media stuff. And come to an agreement that, hey, I may not think what you're doing is right or wrong, however you want to put it, but I respect your right to do what you want to do for you. As long as you're not doing anything to threaten anybody or hurt anybody, God bless you. Do your thing. That's how I always looked at it. I just don't know. Sorry, guys. I'm just like I just really think that this is just really, really bad. I'll try to put the article in the description if I can remember, but yeah, we really need to get over this stuff, people, and we really need to start figuring out how to make things, better to where we don't have to hear stories like this. Something has to change in this society. Seriously, something seriously has to change. But okay, so that's our editorial for this week. Thank you to any and everybody who's watched. Also, we will have this in audio form. It will be on YouTube, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and SoundCloud. So if you don't want to watch the VOD, you can always watch this podcast and any of our podcasts. You can listen to them in audio form if you want. Sorry, I'm a little flustered after that rant there. But yeah. Also, feel free to send us any questions or topics that you have to wiseguygse@gmail.com, or just hit us on Twitter if you have any suggestions or comments as well. And feel free to comment in the comment section also. So I hope you enjoyed the first episode of the Wise Guy Digest. We will have another one next Sunday. We will talk about the conclusion of the finals, definitely, but there'll probably be some other things going on in the realms of gaming and entertainment that we're going to discuss outside of what we did this week. And of course, a brand new editorial as well. Anyway, thank you. I appreciate the support. Also, before I go, our Patreon. If you want to support the Wise Guy Gaming Sports and Entertainment Network further, you can go to Patreon. Only costs $1 to pledge. You'll get an exclusive early access to our podcast, as well as access to our forums, and also special posts that I'll be posting to our patrons. So feel free. That helps us keep going, to be able to help us build better quality podcasts and products for you guys to check out. Helps with the website, all of that stuff. But anyway, thank you again, and we will see you next time on the Wise Guy Digest. Peace.